I don't want you to just be visible. I want you to be visible and paid, because someone that is putting in the reps, showing up consistently, creating content in the way that you are, isn't just doing it to have an expensive hobby. You're doing it because you want to get paid. And same goes for me. I'm not doing this just to be popular and feel cool and have a creative outlet. No, I'm doing this to have insane amounts of wealth for my child. I want to give him incredible opportunities. I never want him to feel lack. I want him to feel abundance. I also want to create relationships and opportunities that give him an insane leg up in this lifetime, so that his only option is to have options and to become the fullest version that he is capable of being. And I'm going to assume the same goes for you, whether you're trying to make money right now or in the future. It's something that you're creating opportunity for yourself and you're just starting to put in the reps now. This is an important conversation that we're going to be having today, because the truth is I have learned a lot of things over the years. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've been in this industry a while, and it honestly took me a while for my business to actually start making me money, because I didn't understand that putting in the reps and creating visibility wasn't actually the thing that was going to get me paid. And once I figured out this switch that we're going to be uncovering today inside of this episode, money started rolling in. If I want money, money comes in. If I want a certain type of post to convert, it happens. Right now I am in a transition. I'm not even going to lie about that. So it is a little bit more work right now, which is super major hit to my ego, but the strategy is still there. The reps are still there. And so I want to put together the bridge that a lot of people don't understand between visibility and creating actual income from the work that you're putting out. And so we're going to run numbers, because the stats are insane on this. And then I'm going to share some stuff about this as we're diving into it. And my biggest ask for you guys in this episode is, so I was going through and looking at just my content and my strategy and stuff with this podcast, because I'm shifting some things. And I realized I never really push reviews and ratings. And that is like the biggest thing on this platform. And I've had over 200 episodes, and I'm just like looking at my stuff and I'm like, guys, it would mean the world to me if you guys just went into Apple and gave me a 5-star review and wrote me some type of review or whatever it is that you're feeling called to do, but it would mean the world. And I'm actually going to do something fun and do a fun little giveaway. I have a little robot that I've created for my one-on-one clients that help when you're in a season of chaos, which is going to go with this conversation that we're having today. Moment of chaos and a moment of distraction, which happens a lot as a mom, and it feels rough and it feels confusing to show up on your stories. So I actually created a robot that pulls all of this in and then shows you how to sell on your stories in the moment that your brain's not working, and actually ties your real life situation into the product that you're selling. And my clients are obsessed with it. And so anyone that does write me a review, I'm just going to give you this crash out to cash out bot that I've made. And so all you have to do is screenshot it and then send it to me, and I will give you the bot for free so you guys can enjoy that. But I think that'll be fun, because I apparently suck at asking for this stuff. So I'm just going to ask you right now and put that in there. So let's dive into the episode, because I have some fun numbers that I'm pulling up here. So if you're watching the YouTube video and you see my eyes darting over in this direction, I am just looking at the numbers, because it's so fun for me when I'm looking at these types of conversations, like what the actual stats are, to really dial this stuff in. And so when I was looking this stuff up with this whole visibility trap and everyone showing up all the time and that feeling of, oh my God, but I'm doing the reps, like I'm doing all the things, I wanted to get some numbers around this. And so over 200 million people worldwide are now identifying as content creators, which is insane. So it really does validate that feeling where you're like, oh my God, everyone and their mother is a content creator. It's true. But nearly half are only making $15,000 a year, which is not a livable wage, at least not in the US. And so this is something that really opens up this conversation where so many people are promoting and showing their products and creating these really catchy kind of Instagrams of just like emotion and relatability or what their thoughts are. But the actual creation of a brand, an actual creation of the structure and the strategy, that's where the difference conversation comes in, because visibility is often mistaken for income, when in reality, Attraction alone is not enough. Sustainable income comes from the structure built around it, which is from Forbes 2026, because there are so many, like in my masterminds, like there are so many women on the internet that have hundreds of thousands of followers and are making almost no money. Like their money is mainly coming from views from social media, which you got like maybe a penny per view. I don't actually know the statistics on that. I should have looked this up, but like you don't get paid a lot for people watching your content. You get paid a lot for what happens after that, how that converts, or what product or service you're promoting in that, or if you have your own products or service, like there's brand deals, there's things like that, there's affiliates, but like, or your own product or service. And so a lot of people went this whole virality train and wide net kind of content thinking visibility was going to be the thing, but they're actually only making $15,000 a year, which is just over $1,000 a month, which isn't bad if you're just doing this as like you want some extra cash. But if you're looking to actually make this your full-time gig, to be home with your kids, to leave your corporate job, whatever it is, you need to understand the difference between these styles of content and creation and actual building a brand that has a reputation on deliverability and transformation and things like that to actually get people to move. This is why you see some people that have very little audiences making 6, sometimes 7 figures, and they're not focused on these wide net things. This is how I am with my content right now. I don't care about going viral. Sure, I'm having fun playing with trial reels and doing stuff like this, but I've learned from my past mistakes on this. When I first started posting content and doing stuff while I was living in Thailand for my gut health business, I was more in person there. And what I realized is the more value I was providing, and like I was posting 3 times a day and I was doing all these catchy things. And it's really cute. If you scroll all the way down to my social media, you'll be able to see my posts. I was providing so much value. I was doing so many Facebook Lives. I was over giving. Like there is such a thing as over giving, and I was over giving. And this was creating a lot of opportunity for me. This is creating sold out events. This was creating TV opportunities. This was speaking gigs, like big speaking gigs, hundreds of people. And I was given these, I was in so many magazines. I was like featured and all this stuff. And I felt really cool. And I was making hardly any money from this. I was being used for the social media presence I had built, but I wasn't actually getting paid for it because I didn't understand this concept. I didn't understand how to, honestly, my ego got in the way. And I think this is a lot of what happens is like, because I was getting so much validation during a season of my life of just wanting to be validated, and I was young, I didn't understand, hey, how do I actually make this profitable? And there is a season of business where you should just be saying yes to opportunities, but it got to a point that it was years of me not making the amount of money I should have been making given the reputation that I had, because I didn't understand that visibility does not actually equal payment. And I needed to be focusing on payment and conversion and all of these different types of content styles that actually build things up. And so the other trap that I led into, because I started to see this, okay, this is actually not making me money. And I got invested in my first coaching and like mastermind and invested this money to learn this stuff. And then I got into the trauma world, and I got into this relatability trap where I was so tactical in the gut health world of like, these are the 3 foods that you eat to heal your gut. These are like just education route. And then I got into this like spiritual energetics route, and I was so relatable and like trying to tell more stories and trying to talk about energetics and trauma and what I was going through and storytelling and getting good at this stuff and feeling all the fucking time and just not providing really any sound value, that I got stuck in this relatability trap. And so it had a shit ton of engagement. And this was what was so confusing about that time, because a lot of you are probably stuck in this where it's just like, either you're stuck in providing a shit ton of like coaching. I know I talked to some of my clients about this, where you're like such a coach and you have such a coaching hat on, even in the way that you talk or write. And then you swing this other way where it's like, then you're being relatable and you're trying to tell stories, and it's in a way where yes, you want to be friends with people, but you lose your power in it. And so it's a lot of, oh my God, girl, I feel for you. It's like I see this in a lot of the mom Instagrams and TikToks and things like that. It's just like this like trauma bond kumbaya circles, a lot of breakup stuff, a lot of health crises. Like people just want to hear how bad your life is so they can sit down and talk about how bad their life is. And then they're giving you suggestions and like trying to help you out. And you're getting a lot of engagement. You're getting a lot of people. You're talking a lot in your DMs, but you're making no money. And so some creators have millions and millions and millions of followers because they monetized, or their strategy was around this stuff. Their strategy was around relatability and relationship, and it's not bad, right? These are things, you need all of these things, but it's just, you can't monetize on just being that, because if they see you as someone that also has problems they can relate to versus someone that can solve their problem, they're not going to pay you. Yes, they want to know you're relatable. This is why I created that program, Unrelatably Relatable, is you have to be someone that, yes, you have problems, like you're fucking human. You're not just this perfect human being on the planet, but to have someone that there's this level of leadership through that problem. There's this level of leadership through their life journey and the way that they storytell. And this is honestly a lot of what I get feedback on, is I'm able to articulate current situations that go on in my life, but from a way that there's authority in it. And this is honestly why a lot of people have paid me a lot of money, because they want to learn how to do that and how to do that so that they can make money. And so being able to really understand that awareness content, which is what relatable content is getting people in the room, but conversion content is what closes them. And so most women only have learned one of these two things, where conversion content being the hard sale kind of content, and the awareness content being this like viral, these are my feelings kind of fucking shit that goes on. And so what actually bridges the gap is, so there was this quote from Forbes in 2026, access creates participation. Structure creates income. And so what that means, I have this broken down, is anyone can post on Instagram. So access being everyone has the opportunity to be posting right now. You have a phone, you have access to social media, especially in North America. And so anyone that has a phone can participate. Anyone that has an internet service and Wi-Fi can post and do whatever they want, but there's no structure to it. There's no strategy. Even this podcast episode, there's a strategy to it. It's not just, oh, what am I supposed to talk about today? It is a series of a long-winded launch that is currently in the works right now that this episode goes with. A lot of people don't think that way. They're just thinking based on their current feeling and what's currently going on in their life, and they're spilling the tea and sharing things. And it's not wrong to do that. But if you don't understand the through line of your business, you're just talking to talk, and you're talking to be validated. And none of that is making you money. It might be getting you likes because you have access and you're participating in it, but it's not actual structure that's leading to monetization. And so that's what that quote means. And so the three bridges are conversion content, a clear offer, and trust scaled from one to many. And so let me break this down and slow this down a little bit for you guys. So conversion content being, you have some type of method that people want to pay to get closer to and learn. In particular, for example, what I'm learning or what I'm talking about right now is personal branding, a digital asset, and AI simplifying your business. It's particularly for stay-at-home moms that are looking to make income and looking to make more money, like it not just little money from influencer marketing, actually selling their product or service, their expertise, so they can make insane amounts of money for their kids. AI being a huge thing that I'm using inside of motherhood. So I have a new way, right? I have a different way. And so any type of content that I'm talking about, when I'm inching towards a launch, which is what you guys are currently seeing me step into, yes, I'm providing value, but I'm dropping hints. I'm talking about things. I'm talking about concepts so that when I tee up to sell something, it converts really well. I'm not just creating relatable mommy and me kind of solo content, although like some of that is where I'm like talking about tiredness, and I'm talking, I mean, I'm being a bitch about being tired and how we're all tired, but still some of us are turning up being hot. But like there's different trends around motherhood, around either the positive or the negative. And I use those sometimes, but a lot of the stuff that I'm using is brand awareness, and in particular for the current movement that I'm creating, Hot Mom, Hot Business, using this AI in personal branding and simplification of business, and then using that because it's teeing it up for a launch that I'm currently in, that I haven't launched anything, but I'm in it. And then leading into a clear offer, so whatever it is that you're selling, and then you're turning the trust that you've built from your personal brand into a model that sells to the masses. And so creators who own a product earn significantly more than those who don't. The product is the difference. So a lot of people, when they're creating content, they're creating because they're getting likes on the internet, and they're not actually thinking about what is this actually leading to. And so this is different if, say, you're like an Amazon influencer, and even then you should know who your market is and what type of products. Like, is it health stuff? Is it healthware? Is it like high-end fashion? Is it sunglasses? Is it skincare? Like, what is the thing that you're actually influencing on? It's still important to know these things. And so you need to, I personally believe that you should earn money from something that you built, because that's an untapped market and you get full profit on that, other than some, based on whatever person is taking your money or taking the buyer's money. You have to pay some taxes and stuff, but like other than that, you get the full money. Plus, each and every one of you has a skill set that you can package and sell into a digital product that people can buy on repeat without you having to trade time for money. It's something I will die on a hill talking about when it comes to mothers, but this is not the episode that I'm going to dive fully into that. But this is the difference between people that are just creating to go say, hey, I want to hit 1 million followers, versus, hey, I want to have wide reach, very important, because it creates opportunity, so I can sell XYZ. We saw this with Jessie Jean, right? She's selling a $297 offer. She went wide net with her content, and she has like 300 something thousand followers, whatever it is. And with her Yap challenge, she pulled the thread on that, and she had like $5.5 million launch with this one digital product, because she sold her product. And even before that, she was selling like furniture flipping, and it was like $30, and she was making almost 10 grand a month for a product that she created. And this is the thing that bridges the gap versus just trying to get eyes, and a lot of people getting caught up on this, like, well, I only got 100 views. And it's like, okay, but are they views from people that would actually pay you? Or are you going, like, I had a post go viral, there's like 500,000 views on it for stupid fucking post that like is not my actual people. It was just something I was fucking around with, and I learned my lesson. Like, at least I'm not getting creeps on it, but it's not something I needed to go viral for. It was just something funny with coffee. And so when you can actually build things that promote your product or service and in the market that you want to work with, you fucking win, versus just, I want to go viral, I want to go viral, I want to go viral, and you don't actually have a clue what you're going viral for. What's the point of that? And so really sitting down and looking at what is the direction, like where, yes, you want to be visible, of course, like eyes, attention equals opportunity, opportunity equals money. Like, that is such an important conversation, but to be able to sit there and go, okay, but what type of attention is going to actually create the monetization that's going to give you the life that you want? Because I don't know about you, but $1,000 a month isn't going to do shit for me. And so the model looks like this: personal brand, conversion content, one clear digital product. This is something I would die on a fucking hill about. If we can sit there and you can look at, okay, we're going visible, but we want to get paid. Okay, looking at what is your personal brand becoming known for? What is it visible for? And sure, you can still play around. Like, when you're looking at personal brand, the thing about personal brand is it's not a niche. Like, you are the niche in the personal brand. There's just something that you would die on a hill about. Like, for me, I will die on a hill that mothers cannot truly be the highest capable mothers to create the next generation if they're in lack of wealth, or a fear of their husband leaving or dying or whatever it is about the whole money conversation. When a woman has the ability to produce her own income and she is actually doing that, she becomes the highest version of herself. And she in the home then produces an entirely different environment that then produces the next generation of beautiful children. I will die on a fucking hill about that. It's not just mom content. Underneath that, then, my pillars become, yes, wealth, but then also relationships and also nervous system and also health. Like there's things underneath that I talk about because my why is so much bigger than just motherhood. You see what I'm saying here? So personal brand is that. Like it is this like, what the freaking pickle are you talking about? Not just your niche, quote unquote, that the traditional way, you are the niche, but like, what is your why? What is underneath that? And then who are you talking to? And not just in the, oh, they're moms. It's like they're psychographic. What is the actual thing that they're struggling with? Underneath the things, like what is their deepest desires? What are their biggest fears? And how can you actually know that on such a core level that they think you're a psychopath that DMs their therapist? And then you need to know what is it that you're actually selling, and then what stories you have and things like that go with it. And this is the way it works, because then you can understand the conversion content, and then you can understand what clear product or service you have. And so the gap between $15,000 and hundreds of thousands of dollars isn't just talent. A lot of people think it's talent and charisma, and they're better on camera, they understand tech, and they have like all the fucking shit that you think in your head about why my business is doing better than, say, yours. It's not true. It's not that I'm more skilled at this. It's that I understand how to build a company. I'm not just posting to post. I'm not just showing up to just have a hobby. I actually understand the back end of a business. Sure, there's so many things I need to work on. Like I'm definitely in a season of just like being a baby giraffe. But I moved from that Thailand space a long time ago. I moved from that just vulnerable fucking crying on camera shit a while ago. Like to be able to sit and go, this is the entire, like I can tell you what's happening for the next year. Like the rest of this year, I can tell you what's going on. Sure, there's like wiggle room and scratching and whatever, but like there's strategy, there's rinse and repeat models, there's stuff that's built out. Like there's it's a company. If you don't have that built out, you don't have a company. You have a really expensive job that isn't even paying you enough to live off of. So you should probably report it to HR. And that's just the truth of it. But if you're someone that is sitting there and you're like, I really want to make more money, and you want to do it because your why is just so fucking big and it's for your family, and you know, like even if it's not so big, maybe you just want to fuck off and be able to buy something for yourself without asking your husband. Like whatever the fuck it is, to be able to sit and be like, I have my own money, and to have that level of freedom. And it's not even the money, like it's who you become in the process of learning how to do these skills that is just immeasurable. And so I would love to see more women diving into that realm versus like, I want to create cool content and I want to be someone that's cool and like share my outfit and talk about myself all the fucking time. So, because self-worth is a little bit needing validation. Now, you know what gives you the self-confidence? Money, like making money, like understanding these things. And so if you're in that season, I'm really curious to know how this episode landed for you. I know this episode was more of like a masterclass style versus like a powwow girlfriend chat, even though I am sitting here having a glass of wine while we chat. But I feel like this is such an important conversation for those of you, because I scroll through and like those 200 million people that are creators, I scroll through and a lot of them are moms right now, because there is this crisis of millennial moms coming home from their careers because they want to be with their kids, and they're realizing and reprocessing, what does that actually mean to have success? What does that actually mean? Like all the things that you've built over the last like decade or so are now being questioned because it's not giving you the reward that you thought it would. It's not feeling how you thought it would. You kind of just were doing what you were told to do. And then you had kids and you're realizing cost reward doesn't actually make sense, but your family needs the money, or you just want the money, or you're just a high achiever and you want an outlet to do something. And now you're turning to social media, and I'm looking at moms on social media, and you guys are just like posting like influencers, and I can tell you're not making money from it. I can tell you probably have people commenting and like you're showing up, and I'm so proud of you, but to actually make money off of it, there's just some tweaks to make, and it can go like so quick to the moon. And I wanted to create this for you guys. So make sure you let me know how this lands for you over on Instagram. My Instagram is @ITS Laura Patricia Martin. So it's Laura Patricia Martin. If you guys are new here, I'm so excited. Welcome to a masterclass. But also give me a review. That was not a good transition there. Very abrupt, but it would mean the world to me if you could go and give that review, because I am focusing on that, because my Claude agents just yelled at me about it. So my team got mad at me. So now we're trying to fix it. But if you guys can go do that, that would mean the world to me, because I see the thousands of you listening, and get your booty to it. And those of you that do go and do that, I'll give you crash out to cash and give you a little bot. So all you have to do is screenshot the review and then send me a screenshot of that over on Instagram, and I will send you the AI bot that'll write your stories for you and make you money, even in the most insane season. So reminding you cute little chickens that visibility is not the goal. Income is the goal. Money is the goal. I know that is the main thing, that I know that is the reason why you're doing it. Don't even try and shy away from that. In this place, we do not have shame about wanting to be a rich and hot bitch. We do not have shame about that. So make sure you have all of this stuff in order, because visibility is the door, but structure is the thing that actually gets you through it. So if you're ready to start building that structure, that personal brand, make sure you grab your cute little AI tool by giving us that 5-star review. So I love you all, and I will see you in the next episode, or you can just scroll down and you'll see some more there.